Macho Man, who wanted to go right after Hogan with the belt. It doesn't get any bigger than this. Two of the biggest stars in the World Wrestling Federation. Macho Man putting the WWF Championship on the line. The Mega Powers, once upon a time, ruled the World Wrestling Federation. But, you know, when you really look at it from both perspectives, both of these men have such big egos. There's so much testosterone, so much hunger for power, and wanting to be the top guy between these two, that ultimately a team called the Mega Powers between two of the biggest stars wasn't going to work out. And we're going to find out truly who the better of the two is. And the worst part about it is, at least for the innocent Miss Elizabeth, she got caught in the middle of this. And the power of Hogan being shown on display as he sent Macho Man back. Both of these men are extremely intense, and that's why they worked so well together as a team. They can be so intense, but when it comes down to it, there's really nobody like Macho Man. There's nobody as intense as Macho Man. But Hogan is a man who carried this industry who carried the World Wrestling Federation into a new era. When it needed it the most, Hogan rose up to the occasion. And the champion, Macho Man, wisely on the outside of the ring, taking his time, just pointed at Miss Elizabeth. And it really, you know, I mentioned it earlier. Macho Man and Hogan, they put Miss Elizabeth in a hard place, being caught in the middle of this, and Macho Man having, you know, been as close as he was with Miss Elizabeth, it hurt him the way things turned out. And Macho Man once again to the outside, and the official blocking Hogan from, but this time, Hogan, Macho Man, a little bit of cat and mouse, but caught in the middle as Miss Elizabeth. Macho Man will do whatever it takes to create some needed separation. Macho Man not wasting a bated breath in this situation. And Hogan gets back up, about to go back inside the squared circle. And now both of these men are back inside the squared circle. This is where things can really get going. Oh, drop toe hold. And now a front headlock on Savage. And those 24-inch pythons wrapped around the neck of Macho Man. But for this situation, as we just saw Macho Man with a backdrop suplex to create this much needed separation, went for the elbow drop. And now it's Hogan coming back with some explosive rights. And that last one takes the champ off his feet. And Hogan has wrist control now of the champion. And a thumb to the eye, playing a little cheap here. Sometimes you got to get down and dirty. Macho loves to fly. And a double axe handle off the top for the cover. Will it be? But Hogan able to kick out at 2. And Macho Man goes right to work on that arm, putting a lot of pressure on it. And this is where you keep your opponent grounded. This is the right timing for Macho Man to keep Hogan grounded. When you've used your quickness over your opponent, because Hogan does have the size advantage over Savage. Savage has had to use his quickness. But when he finally catches Hogan where he needs to be, that's when you ground your opponent. There's got to be that balance. And that's exactly what Macho Man has done and is doing right now. He's keeping Hogan grounded, trying to causing long-term damage to Hogan so that Hogan can't go, so that as the longer this match goes on, it's going to do a lot more damage to Hogan. But Hogan, who's fighting back up to his fate. Macho Man, who's got a handful of hair of Hogan. Oh, but Hogan countered. Hogan, an eye for an eye, if you will. Macho Man grabbed the hair. Hogan grabbed the tights. Hogan sent Macho Man to the outside onto the floor. And the Hulkster not wasting any time going after Savage. And now has Savage back in the ring. And Hogan didn't waste any time because he knows he can't win the title outside. You have to win the title inside the ring, pinfall or submission. However, there is one thing. Hogan's never been one to be much of a submission specialist. And now with the champ down, Hogan is reeling, looking for that patented leg drop at some point as he is trying to break Macho Man piece by piece, trying to incapacitate him to the point where he can set up Macho Man and nail him with an effective leg drop. Oh, and a clothesline from Macho Man, able to stop the momentum of the Hulkster. But Hogan with a weak kicked out at 2.5. And the Hulkster, who's been busted open. This is a poor situation for Hogan right now. The more blood that Hogan loses, it's literally losing energy. You lose a lot of blood. You get dizzy. And with where the cut is and the blood is coming from, that blood getting into the eye of Hogan, it will blur the vision. It'll definitely mess with the view of what Hogan is trying to see. But right now it's Savage with this headlock on Hogan, keeping Hogan grounded. And the Hulkster, who is in deep trouble, trying to fight his way back up. Is the Hulkster hulking up? And adrenaline is an incredible thing, and it's doing incredible things for the Hulkster. And, oh, Hogan caught the boot of Savage. And an atomic drop. And elbow drop, but nobody home. The bell rung. The bell was rung by Hogan, but there was nobody to answer the door. And Hogan hit the buckle hard. Macho Man pulled the tights on a high stack, but not enough to keep Hogan down for the 3. It seemed that Macho Man had overcompensated a little bit on that stack because of how the speed messed with the momentum of going for the cover. It almost shifted Hogan in a weird way where the stack wasn't perfectly placed for Macho Man to get a full effective cover. What a wicked shot from Macho Man. And another one, busting the head up even more. And if the blood continues to drip into the eyes of Hogan, it'll really leave Hogan impaired in this match. You lose your vision, you might as well just count 1, 2, 3 for Macho Man. Macho Man methodically stomping on the hand of the Hulkster. And a slap to the face. Oh no. I don't believe that Hogan liked that one. And now it's Hogan driving Macho Man into that top turnbuckle. Hogan's starting to hulk up here. And sending Macho Man across the way and meeting him there with a clothesline. I think Hogan may have hurt his arm in the process of that clothesline. That's one of those things that can happen. You risk your body, especially when there's a lot of emotions going on. As Hogan dumped Macho Man, sending him over the top to the outside onto the floor. Elizabeth checking on Macho Man, trying to help him. But Macho Man doesn't want it. Macho Man doesn't want the help. And now pulling Hogan out of the ring. And went after the left eye. The left eye is the eye where all the blood's gone to. And Macho Man doing everything he can to stay on the attack of Hogan, to attack the weakness of the challenger. But Hogan able to turn things around. Can he keep things turned around and in his favor? And Elizabeth preventing Hogan. Oh, and Hogan hit the ring post. And now it's Miss Elizabeth who's checking on Hogan. There is so much irony. It's like she's playing both sides. She didn't want Hogan to send Macho Man into the ring post, but at the same time is now helping Hogan up after she's the cause of the reason Hogan got sent into the ring post. And Macho Man trying to tell Miss Elizabeth to stay out of it. He just put his hands on Miss Elizabeth. Trying to shove her all the way to the back. And referee Hebner telling Miss Elizabeth to get out of here, sending her to the back. And then tell Macho Man he needs to stay focused on the task at hand. He needs to stay focused as he's defending his title against Hogan. That's the big part of what this is all about. This is as big as it gets. It's the main event. The WWF Championship on the line. Double axe handle to the back of Hogan, who was leaned on that guardrail, and the throat nailed on that guardrail. That'll surely knock the wind out of you. And Macho Man, who sends Hogan back in the ring, looking to capitalize on the opportunity at hand. And now draping Hogan neck first with that head ringer That throat nailing the top rope. Macho Man has found Hogan's big weakness. Macho Man has a lot of energy going on right now as he continues to do work on the neck and the throat of the Hulkster. And it's only a matter of time, perhaps, for Hulkamania to end as Macho Man slams down Hogan, looking to retain the title. There's the knee. Goes to the cover. And the thing for this is a great strategy by Macho Man. We've seen him going after quite a few pinfalls in this match. And with every pinfall he goes for on Hogan, he forces Hogan to exert energy. Macho Man using that tape. I don't think the official realizes it. Didn't see the tape being used by Macho Man. The referee did not catch an eye on any of what we got to witness. What we just saw. Macho Man doing everything he can to stay on the throat. It makes breathing harder for Hogan. And it'll really wear Hogan down, preventing Hogan from getting back into this thing. Hogan is down. Who's being grounded by Macho Man. It's a rear naked choke. It's a naked choke, honestly. I was going to say it's a rear naked choke. It's just a naked choke. And we know what comes next. Macho Man looking to bring it on home. Looking to keep the WWF Championship with him. Looking for the elbow and it connects. And there's the patented elbow. What? And the Hulkster is free. And with the energy starting to flow in the Hulkster, I can't believe Hogan just got up from the elbow of Macho Man at 1.5. He's really hulked up right now. Macho Man can't believe what's going on right now. Macho Man went for a shot, but it gets blocked by Hogan. A third shot. And the big boot. And the leg drop. That's gotta be it. Hogan's done it. We got a new World Wrestling Federation champion. Once again, that Winged Eagle Championship belongs to Hulkamania and all the Hulkamaniacs. Hulk Hogan once again finds himself at the top of the World Wrestling Federation. Hulk Hogan's got the championship strapped around him. Hulk Hogan won the title. He defeated Macho Man to become the new champion, but let's not take anything away from Macho Man Randy Savage. Savage fought with everything he had. But tonight was Hogan's night as he gets his hand raised high with the title wrapped around the waist. Hogan will leave WrestleMania 5 with all the gold and all the glory.